All right, continuing the filling uppers of the Rogue sandbags. All right, okay. Put the suicide doors up. Okay, check out the Trask. The funny thing is, I have a thought, is the best way to see somebody's social class is actually to see how clean people keep their cars. Poor poverty people tend to keep the cars very dirty, is my general observation. And the really rich people keep them clean. It actually don't really matter what brand of car you have. It's like even a simple way. Okay, so assuming car washes are expensive, right? I'll put to my paper towels. Keep them in front. Yeah, just all you gotta do is just keep a bunch of extra paper towels in the car. And even for the cleaning supply thing, all you need to do is just take an empty bottle and just like literally fill it with vinegar. And spraying with vinegar is actually probably the easiest and most effective way to keep your car clean. Why? A, it's not toxic, right? And B, super easy, cheap, and free. Effectively. C, I mean, technically you could even consume vinegar, so it's probably not gonna kill you. Also, just using filtered water seems like a good strategy because it leaves fewer streaks. Just my general observance, instead of using these toxic chemicals. Yeah, I'm trying all these other funny hippie solutions, and seems like there's different ways you could do this. Just keep your car clean. It's like you can't buy happiness, but you could clean your car. And yeah, just like wiping it down with some paper towels and stuff like that seems pretty fine in terms of overall cleanliness. You know the saying cleanliness is closest thing to godliness? I have no idea where that phrase comes from, but actually the general ethos of the thought seems actually pretty good. Even like a lot of kosher laws, rather than pigs being evil or whatever, I think actually kosher laws, it actually has to do with cleanliness issues. Is that like I think animals which are butchered kind of more kosher or halal, they just tend to be in cleaner facilities. And actually, apparently during mad cow disease, that's why a lot of Jewish people didn't get the mad cows. It's funny, eating kosher, it's like 4 times expensiver. But when mad cow rolls around, you ain't finna end up in the hospital or die. So it looks like a lot of regular upfront expensive costs for that one tail event is actually worth it. Even a thought too about life is that like the downside of living with family in law is super 99.99% of the time super effing annoying. However, the tail event, once again, even if the occurrence is once a year where they come in and it's Deus Ex Machina, it was all legitimate and worth it, even for a quadrillion like for example, I'd rather have a quadrillion annoyances and headaches and whatevers in one Deus Ex Machina event where they swoop in and save the day, rather than 1,000 pleasantries and when shit hits the fan, toodaloo suckers. Okay, so actually how's it going, bro?
Good to yourself?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, hey. Oh, nothing much. Oh, these are yours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just
yeah.
want to make sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Don't worry, I ain't jacking nothing. Oh yeah, so yeah, I think that's probably a better way to think about and approach things in life is yeah, just protect yourself from the tail events and everything is fine. Even Nassim Taleb, and his only last living good philosopher is what the Jewish Yiddish saying, it's like plan for the worst and the best will take care of itself. And it's so funny too, because like, why is so many people anti-Semitic or anti-Jewish or whatever? Maybe, okay, so since there's so many funny conspiracy theories about Jewish people, whatever, let's just call it, like, rather than quote anti-Semitism, let's just call it anti-Jewish. So there tends to be a lot of anti-Jewish sentiment. Why? Because exclusionary purposes. So the intelligence of, I think, of a lot of Jewish people is actually, truth be told, they do exclude, right? And the wisdom is because of the exclusionary practices, that's where they derive their strength. So for example, like if you're part of the in crowd, you're gonna have many more benefits, right? So for example, maybe the problem in the States is that like we think too much about quote equality and whatevs, but it seems that maybe it's better to think about rather ranking and prestige, whatevers. And I think the reason what a lot of these like foolish people think about, like, okay, anybody who's like waving a American flag or whatevs, I think the reason why these people are very foolish is that a true patriot, like, it's actually kind of a reverse thing. So okay, I have a thought. I have it figured out, guys, don't worry. EK is always working to figure this out. So essentially, it's a reverse thing. A true patriot don't need to wave a flag because one's got the flag inside the heart. The true fools are actually the ones who have to wave the flag because they got something to prove to, I don't know, said who. Like any of these like dudes who are like fucking toting these guns and shit and American flags, like, y'all ain't real patriots. Like, the best way to be a real patriot is to be low key, and also to let's see, what best way to be a real patriot? Best way, just enlist for the military services, guys. If you want to be a real patriot, enlist in the military services and show your pride that way. So it's like the funny thing is, the best way to be what you is to not to appear to be what you is. So for example, anyone who calls themselves an influencer or a quote content creator is actually not an influencer nor a content creator, because y'all just doing the, was it double think, same think, 1984 vibes. The best way to distinguish yourself or to be something, right, is to not spout it. Yeah, because actually the real military veterans I know are super effing low-key. Even my friend Walter Margarrison, he used to be a door kicker for the Navy SEALs, like super effing hardcore, not fucking walking around toting a flag. Even the thing I found him so impressive, like he has, even, okay, so anybody who gets tattoos which are super effing visible is superficial at best, because real people who's really into tattoos, right, they actually hide it. Like, for example, my friend Walter, right, he essentially has a full bodysuit of tattoos, but like it took me almost a year of knowing him before I even discovered that was actually the case. So even real rich people, right, don't look real rich, right? Like real rich people drive just trucks. Even my friend Don Dillon, one of the most successful people I knows, like super, he's got the Porsche GT3, but his favorite car is just picking up his driving his truck. So actually, funny enough, real successful people just drive trucks, it seems. Even the real Christians aren't the Bible thumpers, they're the ones who act like Jesus IRL, right? Thou shalt not judge, right? What happened to that? Best way to be a real Christian, follow our Christ, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ had dreads so shaken. The base thing to consider is you want to be a real follower of Jesus. Just yeah, just do as he says, and you don't have to. Yeah, I think actually the issue, if I think more critically about it, too much of religion tends to fall into cult worship. What does it mean to be part of a cult? Cult is essentially short for culture. So when people say do it for the culture, it means do it for the cult. Cult behavior is bad behavior. So funny, it's like even doing this with paper towels seems superficially wasteful. However, still way cheaper than getting a car wash. And also the joy of seeing your car being transformed by yourself, by your own hand. Okay, also some other things. I think in life, it's a good idea not to follow heuristics actually. I think heuristics are fine. It works good for like 90% of the time. But it seems that more effective than just following heuristics is just following your gut and just iterating every single moment rather than following hard set rules. Seems that following these rules and heuristics, one becomes actually more foolish, because following rules means that just kind of fall into lemming drone behavior rather than actually using something called, like, remember this thing, guys? Critical thinking. It was very much praised back in the days. It looks like it's fallen out of vogue. So my thought is, the future is going to be critical thinking. Suicidos. Beep, beep. And also, I guess the good thing about having a white car, way easier to keep clean. Hides the dirt better than if you have a black car. Black cars are for losers. Actually, I have this thought, yeah, like real rich, like, the question is like, why do you even want to be quote unquote rich? I think a lot of people, especially here in LA, they're seeking to be rich, successful, famous, blah. Like even in as a kid growing up, like being a billionaire wasn't even an issue yet. Because everyone wanted to be a millionaire. Now you're a millionaire, you go buy what? Half a condo? So being a millionaire ain't what it used to be, right? Let's see. I guess the good thing about cleaning your own car, at least you have the how to clean your own car. Oh, so some other thoughts. I think in today's world, actually, the greatest privilege is not having to be super optimal or whatever with things. Actually, to be able to be more time wasteful seems to be a greater privilege. I think people who try to spend more time being too efficient and productive in life, essentially it's following some sort of new cult, the cult of productivity. It seems to be actually, in my mind, not a good one. I guess also the reason why this satin matte black is good, because if done correctly, it could hide dirt. Yeah, any sort of thing which requires too much cleaning and maintenance is not good. But I think I'm super effing visually OCD, so keeping my car clean, but for my sanity, it's like funny. It's like why do you waste so much time doing this, right? My best friend Nassim Taleb says anything fools call a quote unquote waste of time ends up actually being the best use of time. And the reason I like that too is that, once again, it seems that the biases in today's world is any sort of behavior which is optimized towards money is good. Any sort of optimization which is spent not making money or capital is kind of seen as bad and wasteful behavior. Man, it's taking effing way too long. Ooh, the sun came out, guys. Super effing happy. Yeah, even another thought is, in today's world, never want to miss another sunset, sunrise. Maybe that's another thought, is greatest privilege in today's world is being able to catch the sunrise. Also, people kind of make it a weird like pseudo virtuosity thing to wake up super early. I think I would just say only wake up early if you're going to do it naturally. Don't use an alarm clock is my suggestion of success in life. Anybody who uses an alarm clock to wake up, I think y'all just falling into the same Taylorism mindset where y'all gotta try to make yourself a machine. Don't become a machine, guys. Best is to become some sort of demigod, ancient Greek hero. Let's also not forget too that even the gods sleep. Like, the best rationale for prioritizing sleep hygiene, whatever you want to call it, is even the gods sleep. I think anybody who thinks that sleep is a waste of time, or even, I think this is where Elon Musk is foolish, is that like he sacrifices sleep to do more work stuff. I'm like, yo, Elon, if you really want to be more productive, you would actually stop drinking Red Bull, just drink black coffee, 100% black coffee, fine robusta, Air Kim Omakase coffee, and you would actually be more effective. Because actually, it's not productivity or work, which is simple, the goal. It's actually effectiveness. Like even one wise thought and strategy is better than 1,000 rushed, sleep deprived decisions. Yeah, any decisions made out of sleep deprivation or out of weakness is not good decisions. So only trust your decisions that you do when you're in insanely great and robust health. If you're not feeling super good and great and robust, yeah, just cut your caffeine consumption and just take a nap. Take a nap is ultimate productivity habit. Yeah, rather than just downing another Red Bull, just take a nap. Just take a turbo nap in the car, take a turbo nap at the house. Recently, me and Cindy, we just got some tatami mats on Amazon, and they actually work surprisingly good. Some other funny thoughts. Yeah, the best way to signal or show what you are is to joke about it. So it's impossible to know whether someone's on steroids or not, but do you know what's 100% way to know somebody's non-steroids is they joke about being on steroids. My funny thought. Okay, that's good enough. Fuck it. Beep beep. Suicide doors. Yeah, I actually even have a theory too, is that like quote health, becoming healthier, just means spending more time in the sun. It's like the ultimate way to become healthier. Just any time you spend indoors is positively bad for your health. So even some funny thoughts too is that you want to become more healthy, not just exercising more, just spend more time in the sun. Just if you're a tech worker, do your Zoom call meetings while walking in the park or the forest. If other people finna be salty about it, that's their fault for not being as intelligent as you and self-aware. That's actually a big problem too, is that people are just not self-aware about what they like, what they don't like, what's good for them, what's not good for them. I think a lot of wisdom and intelligence is kind of discovering what's good for you or your own personal preferences. Yeah, just open up all the doors like the butterfly doors. Throw up the suicide doors. Yeah, it's yours. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, continuing all sandbag stuffs. So it seems the best way to make better medias. Funny, they even said, wow, sandbags are nice and heavy. Cool. The best way to fill up the sandbag, it's actually really, I find it very fascinating. They call it media, so it's like, oh, fill this up thing with a proper media. Oh, now the sun's coming out. My favorite thing in the world. Take off my shirt. Yeah. Shirts are for suckers. Yeah. I love the sun. More sun is better. Oh yeah. So how can I get a good flex in facing the sun? K-Flex squad. Flexing is a habit. Anyone genius that ain't crazy. Okay, continue. This is also good too. YKK zippers. How you know if a thing is legit or not? Do you use YKK or not? So I think the reason why I would probably trust the Rogue over the other ones is that it looks actually like they do sponsor the or host or whatever the strongman competitions, and therefore as a consequence, I don't know, hopefully they co-engineer it with the real strongmen, right? So whatever they do, hopefully it's better. So I think the Chinese people are very good at a lot of things, but one thing they're not good at is originality, original thinking. That's why it seems that there's not really, in my opinion, much real radical innovation in China, because I mean, essentially it's kind of like the Asian ethos. Asian people are really good at imitation. I mean, imitation ain't a bad thing either, right? Following instructions, improving things, blah blah. I'm not really good at radical carte blanche thinking. Even actually the reason why Hyundai is doing so well, Hyundai Genesis, Kia, all the same company, is because actually the best way to think about Hyundai, essentially it's kind of like a new American company, because all the top students who go to Art Center in Pasadena for the design school, where all the great cars are designed, essentially they're all like Korean American. So either born in Korea and then go to school in the States, and therefore a lot of their thinking is actually American. That's why I think all the new Kia designs, Hyundai designs, Genesis designs are super fire, because they're thinking more radically. And actually that's why I think Hyundai cars are selling so well, Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, because the design is super fire. It's actually really innovative. Yeah, I still think, for me at least, right at the moment, the only car company, I'm like anti-German cars and pro-American stuff. So pro Ford, Tesla. Let's not forget Tesla is an American company. Yeah, just think about anything Korean is kind of American at this point, because even a lot of the Korean businessmen, I mean, let us also assume that Korea is essentially a new Novu colony of America. Think about the IMF bailout as well as the military interventionism in Korea's. Even if you go to Korea, it's almost like a bunch of American people stuck in Korean bodies speaking the Korean language. Even a lot of, you could even see in the language too, is that like a lot of new Korean words are essentially pseudo American words, just with the Korean pronunciation. It's like the best way to seem sophisticated in Korea is actually to use more English. So I guess the height of sophistication in Korea is actually to be American, to be funny enough. Oh, so some other random thoughts. I think also the reason why it's important to keep your car clean, you could actually see, okay, depending on how clean people keep their cars, is also probably a good indicator of how clean they keep their homes. So that's also another interesting thought. I'm gonna put my trash away. Another good thing I learned from Boy Scouts. Okay, this might not be quite 400 pounds. I might have to return these. That's fine. Leave the place cleaner than you come. Okay. And actually, okay, so some thoughts on masculinity as well. To become more masculine is mostly via negativa, guys, which means don't wear sunglasses, don't have facial hair, don't Grow a beard, don't wear flannel. Just be naked and topless is the best thing. So you can see how real manly a man is by seeing what he looks like in a Speedo. Naked. This is why the real bodybuilding competitions, everyone's essentially super naked in Speedo. And actually I think too is like real bodybuilding competitions probably be done outdoors in the direct sun rather than indoors. I think people would be much happier this way. Another thought I have to create the next YouTube. Okay, so truth be told, I think this could only quote hold 300 pounds of sand, I guess. I guess the media of play sand ain't as dense as other materials, but it's cool, it's cool. Gonna be salty about it. Good enough. Let's return the other two. Also, I guess the good thing with sandbags is you got superior articulation, is that it could articulate in infinite ways rather than weights, and you could grip and hold it in different ways rather than other ways. Oh yeah, also another thing too, the hardest car to drive, you want to be super G. White Prius, no tints. Don't drive the Rolls. Don't drive the Bentley, don't drive the Ferrari, the McLaren, the Lamborghini, the G-Wagon, AMG G-Wagon, matte black. I'm starting to think like, kind of like, it's like, everything's kind of played out. Yeah, maybe the new Fluxer, just get like a, don't get a Lexus, get a Hyundai Genesis and just debadge it. Debadging is the future. If you're gonna drive a Rolls, just debadge it. Try any sort of Ferrari, debadge it. Don't show off that prancing horse or the, yeah, just shave off all the logos, these anti-logos. Yeah, I'm gonna take off the Toyota emblem in the front too, even though Sen prefers it. No more logos, no more promos. We on Bezos trips to Lagos. Next time people will be like, what do you do? I'm just gonna be like, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, speculator. It's more interesting. You're that or male stripper. Probably more accurate. So what do you do? Or should I say you're an au pair? That's French, right? It's essentially a fancy way of saying nanny, au pair. You're gonna be an au pair. Yeah, I guess the reason I like play sand is it's probably non-toxic, which seems like a good idea. Apparently the sand has been washed. Yeah, it's good enough for kids playing. Cleanliness first. I guess also the fun thing with